Hello everybody, I want to show you with this video 10 cool things you can do with the Redmi Note 9 Pro. So the first mode I want to show you is for your eyes. Maybe you are in bed right now and watching my video here with your Redmi Note 9 Pro, what you can do with. And you can enable a blue light filter. So it's called reading mode, so just scroll down a second time, and here you will have the reading mode. If you enable it, you will see the screen will turn into a different color to reduce the blue light. And that really reduces the stress for your eyes, and you will sleep better than before. Okay, so you can also schedule the time for the reading mode, that you don't have to enable it and so on, and to offer it and so on. For that, you can go here to the settings, so tap here on the little wheel, and now we go on the point display. And the second point here is the reading mode, and here you can schedule the time. If you enable here the schedule stuff, then you can set it up at the good night's read, so it use your location for, then it will turn it on at the sunset and turn it off automatically at the sunrise. But you can also customize it by your own and so on. And here this bar is also very interesting, because if you feel that it's a bit too much, the blue light filter, then you can also reduce it here, or change the intensity directly to the maximum. So I would recommend you to use it as much as possible. So try a bit. The first time is a bit unusual, but it becomes usual very fast, and it's really good for your eyes also on the day. So I really recommend you to leave it, also to turn it on permanently. Okay, the next point I want to show you is a one-handed mode, because the phone is very large with the 6.67 inches. And I have already big hands and big fingers, of course, but I cannot reach everything with my thumb. It's almost impossible. But you can turn the screen a bit smaller. So this is called one-handed mode, as I said. And let me show you how you can enable that and what it is exactly. So just scroll down here. Then let's go here to the settings. And then we will need to point additional settings. Here it is. And the one-handed mode. So first of all, you will have here some instructions how it works. So always slide from the middle to the outside. It depends if you're left-handed or right-handed. I will show you at the next step. So if you enable it, also you can choose here the reduced size. By the way, the screen of the iPhone 8 was at 4.7 inches, so that you have an imagination for. But let's take the 4 inches here. If we go now, which from the middle to the left, we will have, then we will have here the left-handed mode, the left-handed one-handed mode. So, and now I can reach everything with my thumb. I can steer everything, I can go into apps and so on. Everything works. I have here the home button and so on. Everything on the smaller screen. So it works very well. And if you want to off this mode, so just tap here on the black field. So the same also for the other side. If I go here for my right hand, then everything is here also included and so on. So just remove to at the black field. Yeah, and of course you can make also screenshots with that phone. Maybe if you're on a website and so on, and you want to capture something. Let's go here on the website, and then you can use the power button and the volume down button, press these both buttons for the same time, and you will have here a preview already of your screenshot and so on. So let me do it one more time, the power button and the volume down button, just for short at the same time. So if I'm tapping on the preview, I can also crop some parts. Maybe if I just want to have here the picture of the Redmi Note 9 Pro, then I can crop it here. I can also draw something inside or add the text here as I want, and I can send it here directly also, or save it then, also the crop part, to the gallery. Okay, so there's a second way to take a screenshot by just using 3 fingers. So scroll them down, and we will have also a screenshot. So one more time, scroll down 3 fingers down the screen, and we have a screenshot as well. Then if you want, you can also record the screen in general, so you can make a video of the screen. So if you are playing a game or something like this, or if you want to explain something to someone, you can record the actions. So let me show you what I mean. So just scroll down here, scroll down a second time, and then you will have here on the second page, there's a second page, the screen recorder. If you tap on the screen recorder, you will have here a little tool, and it starts automatically to recording the screen. So if I do now some actions here, it will take everything, and as you can see, it's a bit invisible, this tool. You can also move it a bit up, and yeah. So if I want to stop my screen recording, I just tap here on stop, and my screen recordings has stopped. Now here it is. And yeah, I can also cut something here and so on and so on. So I can also edit the picture and so on. So if I'm ready with my recordings, I can remove that tool here with the X, and it has disappeared. So, and you can enable it again if you're going here to the shortcuts and so on, and then you have it back. After, you can find your pictures, or so the screenshots and screencasts here at the gallery, of course. And at the category photos, you will just see your photos from the cameras, but you have to go to the albums to have here the screenshots and the screen recordings. Okay, and you can make some button shortcuts. As we have seen, one of these shortcuts where the swift fingers, if I slide them down, I have a screenshot. So I can also set it up so with some other features. So let me show you what I mean. So just scroll down here, then go to the settings. I think you know that way already. Then we will need here the additional settings. Here they are. And here we will have the button shortcuts. So here's our 3-finger down screenshot. By the way, you can also change it into another version. So if you long press the home button or something like this, but I think the 3-finger screenshot as well. But what I would recommend you is to launch the camera quickly. So normally if you want to take a picture, you have always to look for the camera app and so on, but you can also launch the camera by pressing buttons. So then I would recommend you to double press the power button for launching the camera. So if you take it now, and if we double tap now the power button, we are immediately at the camera. And that was very nice, because also if you are now in standby mode, so we don't have to unlock the screen and so on. If we double tap now the power button, we are immediately at the camera, and the chances that we miss now a very good picture are less. Yeah. Okay, so we are back here at the button shortcuts. I want to show you the other opportunities. You can turn off also some other stuff, like to turn on the torch and so on, or close current apps to show the menu and so on. But you can also remove, if you want, these the Google Assistant here from the home button, because I don't know if you realize it already, if you press the home button a bit too long, then the Google Assistant is coming, and the Google Assistant is nice, by the way. You should try it. But if you don't want to work with it, you can also remove it from the home button. So if you go here on Launch Google Assistant, you can go here on None, and then you can press as long as you want on the home button, and the Google Assistant is not coming anymore. But you should try, by the way, the Google Assistant. It's not that bad. Yeah, let's come to the cameras. So as you know, we have quad cam here. So I want to show you a bit how you can use these cameras here. So as you can see, this is the main cam here. So by the way, let me tell you something also. If you're using here the main cam just on photo, you have just 16 MPs. If you want to use the full 64 MPs, you have to tap here, then you will have 64 MP. So, but let's continue here with photo, because I want to show you also how to use the other cam. So this is the main cam here. But if I want to have now my hand here completely on the picture, so it means if you want to make a group, you're very close to the group picture, you're very close to the group, then you can also use the ultra wide cam. If I go here now on the left point, then I have now the ultra wide cam enabled. So let me go back to the main cam. That's the main cam, that you can see the difference. It is a lot. So if you're very close to an object, which one is huge, then you can have it maybe full if you use the ultra wide cam. Then on the right side here, the button is for the telezoom. The the zoom, so there's no telezoom in that phone. So this is the main cam, and that's the zoom, and also crystal clear. It is using the megapixels, by the way, but it's still crystal clear. So, and there's a macro cam as well in this phone. So if you're very close to an object like me now, so let me take the face, you can see it is not really sharp and so on, but there's a macro mode, there's a macro cam, which one supports that. So if I go here on macro now, so go on 3 lines and then here on macro now, then you can see it is now enabled and the pictures are clear. Let me show you the difference. So this is not really clear, no? But if you enable here the macro cam, then it becomes very clear. So by the way, if you're already in the camera, so at the pictures here, you will have always this watermark here to show that's the Redmi Note 9 Pro and so on. If you don't like it, you can remove it by going here to the 3 lines, then here to the settings, and then if you here turn off the watermark, then your pictures will not have that little mark at the corner. Okay, the next mode I want to show you is for the apps. So if you are using maybe WhatsApp and so on, and you want to have a second account, maybe because you're using 2 SIM cards in the phone, it is possible. You can have 2 WhatsApp accounts on that phone, also 2 Facebook accounts and so on, 2 Snapchat accounts. It is possible, and you can clone that app for. Okay, so let me show you how it works. So just scroll down here, then go here to the symbol for the settings. So, and then we will need the point apps. This here. So, and here you have at the 3rd line the name dual apps. So tap it. And first of all, here you will see all the apps which one supports that feature. And I really have to tell you that Xiaomi or Redmi supports many apps. Let's enable my WhatsApp, so then we will have a second WhatsApp account now. Turn it on. That's creating the dual app. Then let's also create after Snapchat and Messenger and Facebook. So zack, 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 and also other stuff. You can also clone it as well, and let's have a look now it looks like. So the main apps looks all the same, no? But the second apps have now this orange place here at the corner. You can see that. So my Snapchat here, you can compare it, the regular icon and the second icon have here the orange stuff at the corner, so then you can recognize them, what's the first and what's the second. No? So if you want to remove them later, just go here back to the menu for the dual apps and just disable it here, and you uninstall the second app. No? If you uninstall the second app, don't worry about the first app with the data, no? Will be absolutely untouched, so it will be completely the same. Okay, the next feature is a big highlight of the phone, because you can have a second space with that phone. If you are using your phone also for business, then you can have one desktop for your private stuff and one desktop for your business stuff. No? Completely independent from each other, with own phones, own browser histories and so on, and own contacts and so on and so on. So also if you want to hide something, you can use that area as a private area. So as I told you, no one see the pictures there as a separate desktop. No one see the pictures there in your main account. No one sees the browser history, also WhatsApp and so on. So you can have also different apps with different content and so on. That's possible. So let me show you what I mean that you can have imagination about. So just scroll down here, then go here to the settings, as you know already. So then we need to go to the point special features. It sounds already special now. So then we have here the 3rd line, we have here the second space. So it protects your privacy, create anytime and absolutely risk-free. Okay, so turn on the second space. So if you turn on the second space, we are working first of all with the pin. So I have a pin here already in my phone, and we will create a second pin for the second desktop. So this is very important because we have to enter with the first pin the main desktop, and with the second pin the second desktop. Okay, we are continuing here. So now he's explaining with switching between the space. We can use a password and so on. Now we will set a password. I would recommend you to set a pin. So if you don't have a pin right now, so you have to enter one first, to give in one for your main stuff. So I have already one. It's very easy. 1, 2, 3, 4. Next. So, and now I can create a pin for the second space. I will take now maybe the 9 for the 4 times the 9 to make it easy. So continue, then I have to confirm the code. Okay. And now what's also nice, I can set up a fingerprint. So as you know, the fingerprint sensor is here on the side of the phone, so that I may use my thumb to enter the main account, and maybe my little finger or another finger or the other hand here to enter the second account. So, but I skipped this part because I don't want it to make too complicated. Okay, this is here my second space now. Okay, let's take maybe a picture here of this guy here, and yeah, that you just want to show you that we cannot see these pictures here later, and the main account. And also you can download separate apps. You can also download, by the way, we have that dual SIM stuff, you remember. You can also download here a third WhatsApp, by the way, or if you don't want to have 2 WhatsApp accounts in the first place, you can download here a second one. And this WhatsApp is also, you can just see it here at a second space. Okay, let me go back now that I can show you a bit the difference. I go on standby, and now I can enable me the 1, 2, 3, 4. So my main account. So we are now back into my main account. This is how it looks like. So this is my main account with the apps and so on. And these are the pictures I took here, as you know. And let me go now back to the second space. So I go on standby that I can enter the code. I enter now 4 times the 9, so the 1 for the second space, and then here back into my second space. And as you can see, I don't have the apps here and so on, which one I have on my main account. Okay, and just here I have the pictures of the little guy, as you can see. So everything is independent now. As I said, with an own browser history, with own pictures, with own app content, and so on and so on. So you should have a look for. Yeah, and you can also close this second space, if you close your business and so on, or if your conscience come into play, if you use it for other stuff and so on. So you know what I mean. So then let me show you how you can disable it here at the settings. By the way, this works just if you're in a second space. You can delete your second space just at the second space. So then go to the systems, and then you go to the special features, then here to the second space, and here you have the opportunity to do many stuff. By the way, you can also move data. If you see I have here pictures, I want to have it in my main space and so on, you can transfer it here from here also to your main space, and so on and so on. You can change your password and so on. And at the end here, you can also delete the second space. And if you go here on continue, because you will lose your data and so on, you have to confirm at first the password. And then what is very nice in the next step is that you can transfer your data also to the main account. Maybe if you have pictures you really want to keep, then you can do that, also install apps maybe and so on. But don't ask me about the content, because I think the content the data will lost. So if you have maybe a WhatsApp account there, or another account, maybe a game or something like this, you will lose the data of this account. Yeah. So yeah, let's continue and go here on move. Then you will move now my contacts and my photos to the main account, and is closing the second account. No? So you can check this feature out, and maybe if you have a business, you can use it. And yeah, let's go to the next point. Let me turn it on first. Here now the 999 doesn't work anymore, no? So it's closed. My main account. So the next feature I want to show you is the scheduled on and off stuff. So if you say, okay, hey, no time on a smartphone in the evening and so on, so you can also turn it off automatically. What's very nice, and by the way, it saves also energy if the phone is turning off automatically. Okay, so for that you just go here on the settings, you know the way already. And then we go to the point, battery and performance. And the last point here is scheduled power on off. So here you can schedule a power on time and as well a power off time. No? So you can also just choose the power off time, then the phone will turn off maybe here at 11 p.m. I will set it up, or at 23 o'clock. Depends on which area you are. And what is also nice, you can also choose here a repeating time if you want to have it every day, so just from Monday to Friday, or you can customize it also as well. I would recommend to customize it, that you can have it maybe on your working days, and on the weekend you are free, and so on and so on. So that gives you also an advice to go maybe earlier to bed or something like this. No? So it's have many advantages, but the biggest advantage is just to help our environment, because if you're turning off the phone automatically in the night, if you also forgot it before, then you will save a lot of energy. So, and the last point I want to show you is pretty cool. So it's Google Lens. So if you're looking for that app here, Lens, you can have it also at the camera here. So if you tap on the camera and go here on the 3 lines, you will have here Google Lens as well. So Google Lens is a tool to recognize things and so on, but it has also a translation tool included. If you go here on the translation icon, you can now translate the book live. It's the language is auto-detected, so also pretty cool and so on. So in this feature you could use maybe for your studies or for the holidays and so on. It is possible, and after you have focused the text and so on, you can tap here again on the translation symbol, and you can copy now the text, so you don't have to write it again on a separate paper or something like this. You can copy directly the text, and a very nice tool would really help you maybe at your studies. And also this Google Lens tool has here a QR code reader. If you're going back on the magnification, it recognizes QR codes, and if I tap now here on the QR code, you can have a look what he wants to tell us. Thanks so much for watching Phones and More. Yeah, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope I could help you with this video and show you some new stuff for your phone. Yeah, if you want, you can leave me a nice comment or give me a thumbs up. That would be very helpful for my videos. Thank you so much for. And yeah, I've created also some other videos if you're interested in, or may just subscribe me. It would be really a pleasure to see you again. And yeah, maybe until next time. Ciao.